chakra reading for April. Hope your friends are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers, and anyone new to my channel, welcome, welcome. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you and your chakra. The most important chakra this month is working on the sacral chakra. It's talking about the desire. This is the flexibility card. This is talking about how flexible you are. Flexibility comes in all kinds of different ways. This card is talking about encouraging you to invite more flexibility into your world. The nature of life and our experiences are constantly inviting us to find state of flexibility. When you can surrender to these messages, they will allow and embody more flexible state of being. This will bring an abundance and ease of grace as you find yourself in flow. Okay. If you've been feeling a little rigid in your thoughts or ideas lately, this will help you get a little more from being unstuck, giving you more flexibility to move around. Okay, so with that being said, we're talking about the creativity. Maybe some of you are having some kind of a creative block. Spirit is really bringing out this 3. 3 is talking about harmony and the flow of creativity. So being more flexible in creativity, you can even use creativity to find the flexibility, right? So there's all of these different things of creativity and why it's there, but it's definitely talking about that mental conflict and mental block. So definitely a lot of you might be trying to do something creative and you definitely have some kind of mental blockage in getting flexible in what it is you're needing to do. Causing anxieties, confusion, scattered energy, no matter what, really scattering that around, not having a clear mind and clear set of what it is you really need to do. So keeping yourself inflexible. And this is bringing in a beautiful rebirth. We're talking about the earth chakra. The earth chakra is pretty much connected to, that's the best way to say it, is connected to the root chakra. So you could kind of see anchors coming off of this root chakra into the earth chakra, which is grounding you to the earth. This is bringing in this beautiful rebirth, and it's going to give you a different way of looking at things. Okay, and it's going to be obviously from the mental conflict. So you're going to be rejuvenated and seeing things from a different aspect, right? So that way you'll be more flexible. Okay. And the angels say, listen to your intuition. That is the best way to get through this. That will actually help get rid of the mental block. So really sitting down, meditating, and letting go of things that are causing the mental block. It could even be yourself saying, I don't know about this and I don't know about that, right? That's confusing. You're confusing yourself, or maybe even allowing someone else to confuse you because maybe you know you're supposed to be going this way and they're trying to push you away or grab you away from what it is you feel you need to do. And then this causes this creative block, right? The healing card that we have over here is progress, allowing yourself to have the progress. Once you start listening to your intuition, you're going to, and having this transition of thought and the way you're doing things with flexibility, not just kind of sitting on a fence, confused of which way to go. It's going to bring in this beautiful progress. And then you feel like you're going to be able to start moving, my friends. Okay, so you have the Judgment coming in with the Knight of Swords. So there it is. You wanting to move fast. You want to get through this. You need this renewal with the Judgment over here. You need this new idea, this new, it's fresh start, right? You need this new fresh start. The rebirth sitting underneath it. And it just feels like you don't really know which way to go. Okay. So maybe others are also kind of like judging where you're going with the Knight of Swords. Kind of, and that puts you into this conflict. They're always judging, your decisions of what's supposed to be going on, and you're getting ready to move. Yeah, that's going to make you fit set, because you don't know what's going on. Why they're not with you? Why are you against me? How come you think my ideas are stupid? You know what I mean? Things of this nature. So take it how it resonates. It's going to be different for everybody. But this is definitely going to bring in this fresh new ideas and fresh new start with creativity. Really getting you moving. The mind is so made of so much creativity, and creativity is really what gets us going in life. making creative moves. If this has something to do with debt as well, you can get more creative about how you're going to get out of debt, because the Judgment card could also be debt. So clarifying on the creativity, the mental conflict, and the progress. Becoming more flexible within your ideas over here. And always, there it is, the manipulation and contradiction. And it could just be you, my friends, or you could have this person around you. It could be a fire sign, Sag, Leo, or an Aries, who is kind of contradicting every move you're trying to make. And so maybe you're trying to use the flexibility to kind of maneuver around them as well, right? With the Seven of Cups, it's almost like, well, I have these open doors and I have these ideas, but every idea I have, it's like you're against my idea. Or it could just be you, my friends, who are contradicting every idea that you have, putting yourself into this mental conflict state. Not sure which way it's going to go with the Seven of Cups over here, right? And the Seven of Cups is also talking about, always remember, it's also a foolish whim. Maybe they think you're on a foolish whim. Maybe you're afraid that it's unrealistic for this to happen. You know, I'll have these doors that I want open, but maybe that was too unrealistic. Maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe my creativity is showing me unrealistic views instead of real views. And maybe that's why you have to listen to your intuition. So, the creativity on top of the progress over here. Definitely holding tight to finding this creativity. And maybe you're holding too tight to the mental conflict, not allowing the progress and the creativity to come through. If you're just setting on ideas over here, it's just going to block you and block you and block you. So on top of the progress, it shows that once you do this, you will have new seeds to be able to plant and new ideas to go off of it. It feels, like I said, a fresh new start sitting next to the Judgment card. Going over here to the mental conflicts, the rebirth, and the Judgment. Definitely don't feel like you have any control at this time. But with the Page of Pentacles over here, you could have a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo who can help you with this rebirth. Feeling like, you know what, they can help me get through this if I listen. It's really going to be the listening game with the Page of Coins, because the Page of Coins is a messenger who can, you know, help you with this debt, help you with this problem. Otherwise, it's just listening to your own intuition and really getting down and kind of dirty over here with yourself, getting rid of the Three of Swords. And yeah, it would be down and dirty with yourself, because look, you're already playing yourself dirty with the Emperor upside down. That means you don't have the control. You've lost the control with the mental conflict. So you feel like you're kind of out of the game. You don't have any flexibility because you feel you're so stuck. You know, you can't pretzel your way out of that, right? You're stuck to a tree over here. So it's going to be then becoming more flexible with your own creativity, your own mind, your own money, and figuring things out to get out of the pain and the suffering and just the mental conflict. Yeah, and you're going to have to show some great determination when in this transition, because if you can't show the great determination, you're just going to stay where you are. So you want to be determined to get to where you want to be and where you're going to be, not allowing yourself to give you bad judgment calls on your own or downplaying yourself, judging every idea that you have, right? Otherwise, you're just going to sit there. Remember, friends, we are our worst own enemy, right? A lot of times it's not the person that we're with. A lot of times it's ourselves. Why? Because we have this great idea, then we get confused, and then we lose it, and then we downplay ourselves. And then later you're going to find out, wow, that was the way it should have been. So going on the rebirth, the listen to your intuition is going to bring in this temperance. This temperance is going to bring in the harmony and bringing in the perfect timing for you to, High Priestess, that's listening to your intuition, digging deep within yourself to find the answers. Yeah, but you have to have more faith within yourself to be able to keep this moving forward. If you continue to go, if you go back to mental conflict and not listen to yourself, then yes, you're going to have problems again. So it could be this thing where it's like, well, I did good for a while, but it didn't feel like it was moving fast enough with the Knight of Swords. So I started downplaying it or started scratching it out. If you make a great idea and you know you used your intuition and it all worked out, why would you go back and scratch it all out because it didn't make it in the time period that you wanted it to? Well, you have the Temperance here with perfect timing, so that means you need to wait. You cannot be impatient because that's showing patience. You have to have patience, my friends, and keep the faith going that it's going to work. Things don't work overnight. Even if you're waiting a month for it to come in, there has to be some telltale signs that it's doing something. It just feels like you didn't you didn't perceive it properly. I mean, you got to figure, even if you took, we're just going to use debt for a second because it's always the greatest example. Really it is, right? If you took a bill and say you owe $1,000 on this bill, and you gave it $200, well, now you only owe $800 for the month, right? But you were only giving it $50 before because that was the minimum payment. Well, you don't see it coming down the way you want it to come down. Because in your mind, you were like, that should be going now. That should be gone. I don't really see it moving. No, you do see it moving. You do. Because in seriousness, if you gave it $50, it should still be $950. Then you have, of course, the tax on top of it, So now it's probably $975 because of the interest. Right? So no, you do see it going down, but it's going to take a little bit of more time. Now, if you're only giving it $10 more, no, you're not going to see it go down as fast as you would if you were giving it a higher payment. And maybe, you're like, I gave it $10 more and it's still in that 900 area. I need it in the 500 area. Okay, well, it's going to take time. Especially when you have big, huge bills, we're talking to car payments and stuff that was like, I owe $9,555. I gave it this much money. Oh my God, how do I only owe $9,200, whatever the hell I said, right? So I say $955 and you gave it this much and you're like, because the interest rate is, 28% or whatever the crap they make us pay, you're like, $925, but I just gave you this much money. Damn interest. Yeah, big bills like that is going to be harder to see them fall, right? But you have to keep going strong because it don't matter really what you're looking at. It is going off. But it's just going to cause this impatience within you to try to get these things gone, right? Yeah, just stay truthful and loving yourself and going faithfully with what you're doing. Because, you need to unify yourself to this idea and commit to this idea. Because if all of a sudden you decide, I gave it all that money and I do not know how it became, it went down $25. What kind of interest rate does this have? Probably a really high one. Everybody's is. Everybody, So, barely anybody has that 1%, 2%, especially with a car payment, right? And they just jack up those prices. But the point is no, you're not going to see that in 1 month. Half the time, you're not going to see it for at least the next 2-3 payments, depending on what you're giving it. But for you to go back, scratch it all out, and then start all over again, that would be ridiculous. And I'm hearing Spirit say this, you do this a lot. Someone out there does this a lot. They patiently plan. They do everything. When it doesn't start going the way that they want to see it within the next 2 months, they scratch at that out and start fresh again. Why would you do that? You have to have patience, right? That's where the flexibility is coming from. Yeah, you have to stay strong within the process, and it doesn't matter what the process is. Whatever it was that you went back, scratched it out, and confused yourself. Maybe even your husband or, your significant other is like, I don't see no progress. So then that confuses you. So maybe it's literally them manipulating the situation because they don't see the progress. Even maybe you see the progress because you're doing it, maybe they don't, and then they confuse you. So keep that in mind, okay? Whatever you do, be determined to do it, and then it'll cause the flexibility, okay? And you will see it happen, okay? Just please don't expect miracles overnight, because there is a time period for everything, okay? And you will see the progress, because the progress here card is here. Stay patient for the progress. Okay, and that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love.